Michael's in the movie Haywire, which opens today, and it sounds awesome. For people that don't know or can't put the name together with the trailer that I'm sure they've seen at some point, tell us a little bit about the film.
Well, it's a Steven Soderbergh movie, and it stars this woman named Gina Carano, who's never acted before in a movie, but she's a professional mixed martial artist. And she basically plays a spy who's, who works for, private contracting company, and she gets betrayed by somebody within her company. And so it's a revenge story, and it's very similar to like a Bourne movie or, a Bond movie, but this is, what makes this special is it's a female action star who is, a real fighter, so she can actually, genuinely fight for real, and the fight scenes are so cool.
That's awesome.
And, it's cast of actors around her like Ewan McGregor and Michael Douglas and Channing Tatum and Michael Fassbender and
Antonio Banderas.
And it's cool. It's really cool because it's like a smart person's action movie because it's a Steven Soderbergh movie, so it's different from all the other ones,
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And I mean, what a killer cast as well. Is that, I'm sure, acting, is acting something you wanted to do since you were a little kid?
Yeah, I mean, I've been acting since I was a little kid. I started acting when I was like 6 years old, so.
Yeah, I guess
and I'm 24 now, and so I feel like if it was something that I didn't want to do or was forced to do when I was younger, which is a story with a lot of kids who start acting that age, they would, have stopped acting by now, but fortunately, unlike most kids, I kind of found what I wanted to do when I was really, really young, and I still really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is it weird, though, still? I mean, you've been doing this and, dreaming about getting to this point, I'm sure, your whole life. Is it still weird when you walk onto set, and get to do projects with, Michael Douglas and Ewan McGregor and people like that? Is it crazy, or is it just part of the job now?
It's really cool, but what's also interesting is, I'm sure those guys felt like that at some point in their lives, and kind of gives you a little humility when you're part of something like that, And what's nice is that I could finally I could do a movie now that my grandparents know some of the actors in the movie, and they're actually able to read a review of it in the New York Times or something before,
Yeah.
And so it's validating, of course, and it's really great, but it's more exciting than anything. It's not nerves at all. It's just exciting.
That's cool. Yeah, that's got to be pretty awesome. What's coming up for you in the future here after Haywire? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I did this movie called The English Teacher with Julianne Moore and Nathan Lane. That should be coming out sometime next year, so I'm excited about that.
Very cool. Is it pretty constant? I mean, what's life like for an actor in your position? Is it, one project after another? Is it like a project, a few months off, then something else?
It kind of fluctuates. It's like, sometimes you'll have a run of, 3 or 4 movies back to back to back, and kind of really don't get a chance to get your breath, and you're always traveling. But sometimes, it's you're just home, kind of unemployed, waiting to find a job.
Yeah. Is that kind of cool?
It fluctuates, but it's kind of exciting. But you can really never plan out your year or plan out your next few months. Even I can't really make plans with friends to go on like a vacation or anything because I just don't know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, exactly. I guess, that's part of the problem, I guess, of this gig. What was it like working on a Steven Soderbergh film? Is that, a cool experience? What's it like working with him as a director?
Yeah, it's interesting because he's, I think, one of the few directors who is confident enough in his own ability and, has done so many great movies now that he shows up on set and really just like he's a well-oiled machine, man. And he's not only the director, but he edits the movie, and he shoots the movie. He's his own cinematographer, and so he's like a Renaissance man, And as an actor, you show up on set and you want that direction and you want somebody to talk to, but he lets you do your own thing. He's like, he kind of, it's very evident that he hired you because he likes you, and so he lets you show up and do your own thing, which is always incredibly liberating.
Yeah.
I think that's why his movies are good, because his actors are, everybody a part of the movie, crew included.
That's cool.
is very good and knows it, and he allows you to be very confident, and it's really nice. It's something that a lot of filmmakers or directors specifically kind of have a really hard time with is confidence and instilling confidence in others.
Yeah, I see it. That's cool, though, that it's just a cool environment to work on a film in, I'm sure. The movie Haywire, the new Soderbergh film with Michael Angarano, it comes out today. Who do you think will like it? I mean, you mentioned it's kind of like a Bourne film. Is this for people that like an action movie? Is it for everybody? I mean, who needs to go see this film?
I think, definitely young men my age are going to be really interested in it, just because it's a really gorgeous woman, kind of, really kind of very realistically beating grown men up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people, like my parents' age are going to really like the movie, because it's not your typical action movie, like a smart person's action movie. So it's not only explosions and fight scenes, but it's actually, a very well-directed, well-told movie. And I don't know, I think people younger than me will really like it too.
That's
cool. kind of what's nice about working with a smart director, is he kind of makes it, universally appealing for everybody, I think.
Well, there you go. It looks like a fantastic film and sounds awesome as well. So check it out. Ewan McGregor, Gina Carano starring in it. Channing Tatum, Michael Fassbender, Antonio Banderas, Michael Douglas, and Michael Angarano. It's going to be a great film. It opens today, so make sure you go and check out Haywire. Michael, congrats on all the success, man, and we'll look forward to the English teacher, but we'll check out Haywire this weekend. Thanks so much for taking the time for us this morning. Have a good one.
Yeah, man, you too. Thanks for having me.
See ya.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.